Starting this weekend, you will be able to ride RTD for free. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live now in studio. Brianna, this program bigger and better than last year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So like you mentioned, Erica, starting this Saturday, RTD is offering free rides. That's thanks to their Zero Fare for Better Air program. Now this year, free rides will last from July 1st through August 31st. And the program aims to reduce ozone levels by getting more people to use public transit and taking cars off the roads. So last year, RTD started this 1-month pilot program. In that time frame, they say ridership went up 22%. So with big concerts coming to the Denver area this summer, such as Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, and much more, RTD says this is a good time as any to take advantage of the program.
The other thing we want to do is hopefully change commuting habits for some people so that after the zero fare period, that they will continue to take transit, whether it's to go to work or whether it's to go meet friends or go to some kind of event.
So the 2-month program will include buses, trains, flex rides, all for free, and it starts again this Saturday, July 1st, and runs through the end of August 31st.
It's a great program, and I think, you know, for a lot of people, it might be the first time they try RTD. I know we did last year, and then it just kind of sucks you in, and you start doing it again more and more often.
Yeah, so I've never done it. So this is going to be my first time, especially when I go to the Taylor Swift concert.
Yes.
So I'm definitely going to take advantage of that.
That's a good idea, my friend. I think you're being very wise.
Brianna, thank you. Right now, part of Highway 7 is still closed because of a rock slide. This is between Allens Park and Lyons. Some of the boulders are as big as fire trucks. The road was supposed to open last Friday, but now CDOT says it's going to take until at least midweek. Crews found a deeper fracture area on the mountain that they have to fix first.
Right now, police in Denver are trying to track down the driver who hit someone on a motorcycle and then kept going. The crash happened just before 3:30 yesterday on the northbound side of I-225 near Tamarack. Police say the motorcyclist is hurt but is expected to recover. Denver police say they have the car from the hit and run, but they are still looking for the driver. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
New overnight, a person was taken to the hospital after being pulled from the lake at City Park in Denver. The Denver Fire Department started searching around 9:30 last night. They say the person went into the lake, never came back up until crews pulled them out around 10:30. It's not clear how long they were in the water or how they're doing this morning. We'll keep you updated as we hear more. Now, across the state, there have been at least 15 water-related deaths so far this year, especially as rivers have been running dangerously high and fast, making for dangerous conditions. Just yesterday, the Grand County Sheriff's Office says a woman died after her raft overturned on the Colorado River. The Sheriff's Office says the woman was from Kremling. People at a campground nearby helped pull her out of the water, but she didn't make it.
2 people are in critical condition after a ziplining accident in Castle Rock. Castle Rock Fire says an adult and a child were ziplining at Philip S. Miller Park when there was some kind of collision. They were taken to Sky Ridge Medical Center. There was one other child hurt. Castle Rock Fire says that child is expected to be okay. Both children are 10 or under. Firefighters say they are not related to each other. The zipline company, The Edge, called this a, quote, minor incident.
It's been a week and a half since anyone has seen or heard from Christine Tail. She was last seen in downtown Denver near 14th and Champa, and her family says it's unlike her to not reach out. According to the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Christine is from South Dakota, and she disappeared on her first day of arriving in Denver. Members of the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Task Force of Colorado says they did search on Saturday, but came up with nothing. Right now, Christine's mom is taking care of her son, and she says they're all worried about Christine.
His birthday's on the 30th. He's going to be 10 years old, you know. Even he's seen that note on Facebook, and he's scared. I want to see my mom. I know.
Christine was last seen wearing a white T-shirt with a Gay Pride logo, blue shorts, and white tennis shoes. She also has bleached blonde hair with washed out pink tips, like the picture that you're seeing now, and then a tattoo of stars down her neck. If you have any information on her whereabouts, Denver police say to give them a call.
Tens of thousands of Coloradans will lose their health insurance when COVID protections expires. Excuse me, tens of thousands is what I meant to say. For one family, this will likely turn into a health crisis. A pharmacy of pill bottles keeps Kristen Chadwick healthy. Some pills regulate her severe asthma. Others help lower her blood pressure. Chadwick relies on her health insurance to help her afford the meds that keep her going. The state estimates 300,000 other Coloradans don't qualify for Medicaid anymore. Next week, the Chadwicks will lose their coverage, and they say there isn't a good alternative.
Something like COVID protections going away shouldn't be a reason why thousands upon thousands of people in the state of Colorado will probably be in a life or death situation like mine.
Now, this isn't just happening in Colorado, but in other states across the country as the federal pandemic protection expires. Everyone in the state's Medicaid program needs to renew their coverage in the next year, even if they are still eligible. Help is available at the website listed at the bottom of your screen. That is co.gov/peak.
Doctors have called gun deaths among kids a public health crisis. Shootings are the #1 cause of death among kids and teens in the U.S., and a new study shows most of the time they're accidental. The research from the journal Injury Epidemiology looked at cases over nearly a decade in which children under 15 accidentally killed themselves or another child with a gun. It found most of the shootings happened at home, and in most cases, kids were playing around with guns that they thought were toys. About 80% of the time, the gun belonged to an older relative, and for kids under 5, most of the shootings were self-inflicted. In Colorado, you are required by law to lock up your guns when you're not using them. Gun reform advocates say that should be the case nationwide to prevent accidental deaths and injuries like these.
Taking a live look at Washington, D.C. right now, where House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he wants to look into how the Justice Department handled the Hunter Biden criminal case. Hunter Biden is facing 2 misdemeanor tax charges and 1 gun charge. Over the weekend, McCarthy shared a statement from lawyers for a whistleblower who claims the U.S. attorney did not have the authority to charge Biden outside of his home state of Delaware. The U.S. attorney says that was not the case, and Attorney General Merrick Garland denies any wrongdoing. But McCarthy says he wants them to answer to the House Judiciary Committee and says this could end up being part of a bigger impeachment inquiry into Garland.
A new poll from NBC News shows former President Donald Trump is expanding his lead in the race for president. It shows 51% of Republican voters picked Trump as their first choice. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in second place with 22%. According to this poll, support for Trump has grown since he was indicted on federal charges. Back in April, he was polling at 46% and DeSantis had 31%.
This morning, the FAA is investigating an error with its communication system that grounded planes across the D.C. area. Yesterday, there was a ground stop for about an hour into and out of airports in D.C., Baltimore, and Northern Virginia. The FAA says they don't know what caused the issue, but it was not a problem with the individual airports.
Right now, Southwest Airlines is working on 2 big construction projects out at DIA. According to our partners at the Denver Business Journal, Southwest is investing about $118 million into 2 buildings. One of them will be used for stocking items on flights and store equipment and vehicles. The other is a cargo facility that will replace the old one. That one should break ground next month.